Surface area and volumes. This is the third module under this chapter. In this module we are going to discuss about conversion of solid from one shape to other. Now as the name suggests here the solids will be converted from one shape to the other, and the dimensions or any other parameters of the converted shape needs to be found out, or always need not be the dimension of the converted shape. If the parameters and the dimension of the converted shape is given, you may have to find out the parameters or dimensions of original shape too. Let us take some examples. Example number 1. A cube made of lead of side 10 centimeter will be melted into lead shards of diameter 1 centimeter. This will be lead shards of diameter 1 centimeter means be of spherical shape. How many lead shards can be prepared from this one cube of side 10 centimeter? Here the original shape of the solid is a cube, and here we are going to convert into lead shards which are of shape sphere. What we need to find out here, not the measurement of any shape, but the number, how many lead shards can be prepared from this cube of side 10 centimeter. Let us take one more example. A cuboidal vessel of dimensions 5 into 4 into 1.5 meters is full of water. Now if this water is poured into a cylindrical vessel and its diameter is given 2 meter, what will be the height of the water in the cylindrical vessel? Here water is stored in a cuboidal vessel, so water shape is cuboid. Now this has to be poured into a cylindrical vessel, so water takes the shape of a cylinder. We need to find out the height of the water in the cylindrical vessel. The last example, a solid hemisphere of copper of diameter 5 centimeters is melted and drawn into fine copper wire of cross section 2 mm. Cross section 2 mm means diameter 2 mm. What will be the total length of the copper wire? So in this case, the original shape is a hemisphere. This is melted and drawn into a shape of a wire. Wire is always of shape cylinder. The cross section, that is the diameter, is given. You need to find out the total length of the wire, that is length of the cylinder, or you can, for a cylinder you can also mention that it is the height of the cylinder. Now with this, let us start solving some problems. First one, metallic spheres of radii 6 centimeters, 8 centimeters and 10 centimeters respectively are melted to form a single solid sphere. There are 3 spheres, 6 centimeter, 8 centimeter and 10 centimeter are the radii. These are melted and a single sphere is formed. What is the radius of the resulting sphere? What it means is sum of the volumes of these 3 spheres is equal to volume of this new sphere. So what are the volumes of these 3 spheres? So volume of the first sphere, that is 4 by 3 into pi into r cube, that is 6 cube. Volume of the second sphere, 4 by 3 into pi into 8 cube. Third sphere, 4 by 3 into pi into 8 cube. These are melted and a single solid sphere is formed. So you need to add the volumes of these 3 spheres. The sum of these volumes is equal to the volume of the new sphere, that is 4 by 3 into pi, but we don't know the radius of this sphere. We need to find out, so we will take it as r cube. So 4 by 3 pi everywhere get cancelled out. What remains here is 6 cube plus 8 cube plus, so this is 10 cube, sorry, 10 cube is equal to r cube. 6 cube is 216, 8 cube is 512 plus 10 cube is 1000, that is equal to r cube. If you add 216 and 512, 8 2 7, therefore r cube equal to 1728. Therefore r equal to cube root of 1728. We have to find out the cube root using the prime factorization method. Let us factorize. 1728 divided by 2 is 864, divided by 2 432, divided by 2 216, divided by 2 108, divided by 2 54, again divided by 2 27, divided by 3 9, divided by 3 is 3. So this becomes cube root of 1 2 3 4 5 6, 2 to the power 6 into 3 to the power 3. So if you remove the cube root, it becomes 2 square into 3, that is 4 into 3, it is 12 centimeter. So the radius of the single solid sphere formed by melting and combining the 3 spheres is 12 centimeter. Next problem. A well of diameter 3 meter is dug 14 meter deep. The earth taken out of it has been spread evenly all around it in the shape of circular ring of width 4 meters to form an embankment. Find the height of the embankment. A well of diameter 3 meters, this is the well. Diameter 3 meter is dug to the shape to the depth of 14 meter. Now whatever the earth taken from here, from the well, is evenly spread around the well to form an embankment, and width of this is a circular ring, width of this is 4 meter. We need to find out the height of this embankment. So total volume of the soil dug out from the well is spread around. So volume of this embankment is equal to the volume of this well. So therefore volume of the well, well is in the shape of a cylinder, so that is pi r square h. So pi into r. Diameter is 3 meters, so radius is 1.5, so it is into 1.5 whole square into h. H is 14. This is 1. Volume of the embankment. We need to find out. Let us take the height of the embankment as h. Now volume of this embankment is volume of this larger cylinder minus volume of this smaller cylinder. This is the smaller cylinder, which is the well. There is no soil here. So you need to find out the total volume of the outer cylinder and subtract the volume of this inner cylinder. So outer cylinder, what is the radius? Now this is 1.5 meters and width is 4 meters. So radius of the larger cylinder is 5.5 meters. This is 5.5 meters. So volume of the larger cylinder, here it is pi into r square. R square is 5.5 whole square into h minus pi into radius of the smaller cylinder, that is the well itself, that is 1.5 whole square into h. So this gives the difference of these two volumes, gives the volume of this embankment, that is equal to the volume of the soil dug from the well. Suppose this is 2, 1 and 2 are equal. So let us equate them. Pi into 1.5 whole square into 14 equal to pi into 5.5 whole square into h minus pi into 1.5 whole square into h. All the pi's get cancelled. You can take h also out here. So this is 5.5 whole square minus 1.5 whole square. Now this is a square minus b square. A square minus b square is a plus b into a minus b. So I can write this as h into a plus b, 5.5 plus 1.5, that is 7, into a minus b, 5.5 minus 1.5, that is 4. So 1.5 whole square into 14 equal to h into 7 into 4. Therefore h equal to 1.5 into 1.5 into 14, this is on the numerator, divided by 7 into 4. 7, 1, 7, 2 times. This is 2. 1.5 into 1.5, that is 2.25 divided by 2, this is equal to 1.125 meters. This is the height of the embankment here. Next problem. How many silver coins of 1.75 centimeter in diameter and thickness 2 mm must be melted to form a cuboid of dimensions 5.5 into 10 into 3.5 centimeter? This is the cuboid. We need to melt so many coins of diameter 1.75 centimeter and height 2 mm or 0.2 centimeter, and then we must form a cuboid of length 10 centimeter, breadth 5.5 centimeter and height 3.5 centimeter. Let us assume that we require n number of coins. So volume of n number of coins, that is equal to n into pi into r square h. Diameter is 1.75, so r radius is 1.75 divided by 2 square into h. H is 2 mm, that is 0.2 centimeter. So this is the volume of n number of coins. Let us take this as 1. Now volume of the cuboid, this is equal to 10 into 5.5 into 3.5. Let us take this as 2. These two volumes 1 and 2 should be equal, because we are going to form this cuboid from this n number of coins. We'll melt this n number of coins and prepare this cuboid. Therefore, n into pi is 22 divided by 7 into 1.75 into 1.75 divided by 2 into 2 into 0.2. This is equal to 10 into 5.5 into 3.5. Therefore, n equal to, let me write this first, 10 into 5.5 into 3.5. Whatever here in the denominator will go to the numerator now, into 7 into 2 into 2 divided by 22 into 1.75 into 1.75 into 0.2. 1.75 once, this is 2 times 22. So this is 11 2 times, this is 0 5 times, 7 once, this is 0.25 times. 2 into 0.25 is 0.5, so these things cancel. This 2 is 0.1. What is there in the numerator is 10 into 2 into 2, that is 40 divided by 0.1, so this is 400. So you need to have 400 coins for preparing this cuboid of size 10 centimeter by 5.5 centimeter by 3.5 centimeter. Fourth problem, a cylindrical bucket of 32 centimeter high with radius of base 18 centimeter is filled with the sand. This bucket is emptied on the ground and a conical heap of the sand is formed. If the height of the conical heap is 24 centimeter, find the radius and also the slant height of the heap. Sand is there in a cylindrical bucket. Height of the bucket is 32 centimeter and radius is 18 centimeter. And sand is poured in the form of heap. So volume of this bucket, that is a cylindrical bucket, is equal to the volume of the heap. Let us first find out the volume of the cylinder. That is pi r square h, that is equal to pi into r square, that is 18 square, into h. H is 32. This is volume of the cylinder. Now volume of cone, that is 1 by 3 pi r square h. We don't know the r here. It is 1 by 3 into pi into r square into h. H is 24 centimeter. Sand from here is poured as a conical heap, so the two volumes are equal. So 1 equal to 2, that is pi into 18 into 18 into 32 equal to 1 by 3 into pi into r square into 24. So pi get cancelled. Therefore r square equal to, I'll write this one first, 18 into 18 into 32. This 3 will come here into 3 divided by 24. 3 8s are 8, 4s are, I'll write this as 9 into 2 into 9 into 2 into 4, or this is 9 square into 2 square into 2 square. Therefore R equal to square root of this, that is 9 into 2 into 2, that is 36 centimeter. So radius is 36 centimeter. We need to find out the slant height. This height, perpendicular height is 24, radius is 36. So L square is 36 square plus 24 square. That is slant height. L square equal to 36 square plus 24 square. Now 36 square, 36 into 36, that is 216, and this is 108. 6 9 2 1. So this is 1296 plus 24 square is 576. If you add 576 to this one, you get 1872. This is 1872. Therefore the slant height L equal to square root of 1872. So let us do the prime factorization of this. 1872 divided by 2, this is 936 divided by 2, this is 4, 6 and 8, again divided by 2, 2, 3 and 4, again divided by 2, 117 divided by 3, this is 3, 39 divided by 3 is 13. So 1872 can be written as square root of 1234, that is 2 to the power 4 into 3 to the power 2 into 13. So if you remove the square root, this becomes 2 square, that is 4 into 3 into root 13. So it is 12 root 13 centimeter is the slant height of the hip. Problem number 5 is a little trickier problem. Water in a canal 6 meter wide. This is the canal. Width of the canal is 6 meters. Height of the canal is 1.5 meters. So water is pouring out from the canal here and is flowing with a speed of 10 kilometers per hour. So the speed of water flow is 10 kilometers per hour. How much area will it irrigate in 30 minutes if 8 centimeter of standing water is needed? Water is coming out of this canal, which is 6 meter wide and 1.5 meter height, for 30 minutes. That water gets into a irrigation area and you need to have 8 centimeter of water here. So to what total area this entire water will irrigate? So if you know the area here A, then into 8 centimeter, or you can convert into meter, that is 0.08 meter. This is the volume of the water in the irrigated land. This volume of water must be equal to the volume of the water flowing from the canal. Now the canal is in a rectangular shape. It has got breadth B equal to 6 meter, and H or D equal to 1.5 meter. We need to find out L. Now speed of the water is 10 kilometer per hour. So in 1 hour it flows through a distance of 10 kilometers, but here it flows for 30 minutes. So in 30 minutes it flows for a distance of 5 kilometers, or this is equal to 5000 meters. So that is the length of the water column here. This is a water column which has got a height of 1.5 meters and breadth of 6 meters. So the length of the water column is 500 meters. So the volume, the water flowing out of the canal is equal to V here equal to L into B into D, that is equal to 5000 meter into B, that is 6, into D, that is 1.5. Now this volume that is flowing out of the canal irrigates the land, and the volume of the water in the land is now the total area into the height, that is A into 0.08. These two volumes are equal. Therefore A into 0.08 is equal to 5000 into 6 into 1.5. Therefore area equal to 5000 into 6 into 1.5 divided by 0.08. 5000 into 6 into 1.5 is 9. Now let us multiply by 100, both denominator and numerator. So this becomes divided by 8. So 5000 divided by 8, that is 625 into 9 into 100 meter square. That is the total area that can be irrigated from this water, or in hectare 625 into 9 into 100. Hectare is 100 by 100. This 100 goes for this. So this is, if you multiply, it becomes 5625 divided by 100. So the area that can be irrigated is 56.25 hectares. Last problem. A farmer connects a pipe of internal diameter 20 centimeter from a canal into a cylindrical tank in a field which is 10 meter in diameter and 2 meter in depth. If the water flows through the pipe at the rate of 3 kilometer per hour, how much time will the tank be filled? Here too, the total volume of the water that gets collected in the tank is equal to the water flown through this pipe. So first let us calculate the total volume of the water in this tank. So volume of water in the tank equal to pi r square h, that is equal to pi into r square. Diameter is 10 meters, so radius is 5, so r square is 25 into h is 2, so many meter cube. The water is flowing through this pipe of cross section 20 centimeters, so radius is 10 centimeter or 0.1 meter. This is also of cylindrical shape, so the volume is pi r square h, but h here is the total length of the water column here. So how long it has to flow? Speed of water here is 3 kilometer per hour, or it is 3000 meter per hour, or it is equal to 3000 meter divided by 60. So it is 50 meter per minute. That is, in 1 minute water flows through a distance of 50 meters. So suppose it takes n minutes to fill this tank, then the distance or length for which water flows in n minutes, that is equal to 50 into n so many meters. This is the length of the water column. Therefore volume equal to here pi r square h, that is pi into r square, that is 0.1 into h. H is the length of the water column, that is 50 n. Now these two volumes, this is one, the volume of the water collected, here the volume of the water flown through the pipe, they are equal. Therefore pi into 25 into 2, that is equal to pi into 0.1 whole square, that is 0.01 into 50 n. Pi cancel each other. Therefore n equal to 25 into 2, that is 50, divided by 0.01 into 50. 50 cancel each other. So it is 1 divided by 0.01 is equal to 100 minutes. So if water flows for 100 minutes in that pipe, then this cylindrical tank gets filled. In all these kind of problems, you need to pay attention to one thing while simplifying. When you calculate the volume before conversion and calculate the volume after conversion, don't simplify them. Keep them as it is. Substitute the values and keep them as it is. When you have to equate these two, then lot of values like pi, these will get cancelled each other, and the final simplification will be much easier. Don't simplify in the initial stage. Simplify after equating the two volumes. Please ensure this.